Hey, g'day folks, it's Dean here, Passive Income Coach, and welcome to another video update. Look, what I wanted to share with you today is just how to utilize our USI calculator and how to sort of utilize the tools that are available to you so you can basically do your own tracking and sort of forward planning on what you want to do with this opportunity. So inside the Facebook group, here I am on the Facebook group. If you go to Files, all right, and then select USI calculator. This is the up-to-date one. It's currently version 1. We are working on a version 2, which I'll outline. Don't worry about the Bitcoin returns for uploading. That was just my first attempt at a simple Excel spreadsheet. I had someone a lot smarter and more understanding of Excel put together this USI calculator, and we'll run through that as well. So this is what it looks like. Actually, I just realized I hadn't been sharing my screen, so let's just do all that again. All right, so let me share my screen. And all right, so on the Facebook group, here we are, File section, and select the USI calculator. All right, USI calculator Europe or Euro version 1. Don't utilize this one. That's what I was just talking about. All right, so this is what the spreadsheet looks like. Now, it's a very, very powerful tool to allow you to do some forward forecasting. And really, there's a number of different scenarios that I'm going to run through. So the first scenario is a simple $1,000 start plan. Now, the spreadsheet is in euro, simply because the calculations can be done in euro because the company pays in euro. All right, so look, don't stress too much going, oh, what's the conversion rate? Remember, it's just a tool. It's just to give you a bit of an idea and a bit of an understanding. It's not meant to be definitive. So look, 1,000 euro, that's probably around about $1,300 Australian. If you do 1,000 Australian dollars, okay, that's about 800 euro. Okay, so just simply go and do a rough conversion online, okay, find out how much euro it is and then put it in the system. Okay, it's pretty straightforward. So this is 1,000 Australian dollars roughly, okay, as I said, about 800 euro. Now, I'm going to assume here that people that are going to throw in $1,000 are happy to lose their money, all right? So remember, whatever we do, there's risk attached to it, okay? Is this a 100% foolproof solution? Well, so far, yes. But I always like to think that there's the possibility that something could go wrong, okay? The company could go broke. They could do something fraudulent. Europe could be hit by a terrorist attack, whatever. There's always the possibility that something could go wrong. So what's your plan if it goes wrong? Okay, I like to utilize the Richard Branson's sort of risk assessment approach, which is how much am I in for? What's my risk? In this scenario, it's $1,000 Australian, okay, 800 euro. What's my upside if it goes off? Well, that's what this calculator's for. You will be able to calculate your upside with the $1,000 risk, okay? And then what's my downside? Okay, now my downside is I could lose the entire investment. And if that's the case, what's the impact on me financially? Now, if I lose $800 or $1,000, I'm okay. Now, for some of you, $1,000, you know, that could be your next mortgage payment. Well, don't invest in this if you can't afford to lose the $1,000. Okay, start with $100 to test it out. So, look, I'm not saying you're going to lose your money. I've been repaid every day since I've been in the event. I just want you to be realistic. Okay, so wherever your risk level is for you, that's important. All right, $10,000 might be what you want to invest into here. Okay, and we're going to do a $10,000 demonstration in a second. So if $1,000 is a lot for you and you want your $1,000 back off the table, okay, we'll look at that. But and I'm going to do that for a $10,000 solution, but take the same principle as you would as if it was with $1,000. Okay, I hope that's really, really clear. I don't want anybody sort of coming back in 3 years' time going, oh, I've lost all my money, I've lost my house. That's not what this investment strategy is all about. So look, enough about that. So let's just have a look at the calculator and how this all works. So we've thrown in $1,000 Australian, and we're going to call that 800 euro. Okay, so when we start, we're going to recycle. We're going to do a 100% reinvestment. What does that mean? Well, as soon as I have enough from commissions to buy another investment package, we're going to buy another investment package. Okay, so some parameters here. We're working in that it's €50 per packet. That we already know that's the case. It runs for approximately 140 days. We get 1% on average per day. Now, remember, we get somewhere between 0.75 and 1.25. It's not always 1%. This is just a guide. It's an indication. And currently, one Bitcoin is worth about €3,000. Okay, and that's important as we start to take money. In the examples where we take money off the table, you can see it. Now, what we have here is just cycles. So a cycle is 140 days. And whilst you can change the investment rebuying levels, whether or not you want to rebuy at 100% rate or you want to take some money off the table, I've simply set this up so that every 140 days you make a decision. Now, you can make your decision at any time. Okay, you're not locked to being every 140 days. Though I would recommend that you get through the first 140 days on a consistent style basis. Okay, now if you know anything about Excel and you want to see and play around with this, then you'll need to speak to me. All the cells are blocked so you don't muck around and completely trash the code. The only ones you can play around with are at the top. All right, but if you'd like to manipulate it around, then please send me a private message and I'll send you the password to open up the cells. Also, while I remember, I'm going to give some real good thanks to Marco, who put this spreadsheet together. He spent a lot of hours putting this together for you guys to be able to see and forecast how your Bitcoin strategy will play out. So over here at the top of the page, there's basically a donation section. So what this means is, look, if you've just got a CoinJar account and you've just got Bitcoin, sweet. Okay, this is Marco's Bitcoin wallet address. Okay, so you could go into CoinJar and just simply transfer, select the option to transfer, and it will say, where do you want to transfer from? Pick your Bitcoin account. Where do you want to transfer to? Copy this code, put it into where you want to transfer it to, hit select, and then you know, donate to Marco. Really just simply saying, hey man, thanks. You know, this is a really, really great spreadsheet. It is a phenomenal tool. And it will, as I said, as we work through it, you'll see how powerful this tool really is. I could not have put this together myself. If you're into Ethereum and you'd rather send Ethereum, then you've got the alternative there to send to Marco. If you'd like to donate and you don't know how to donate, hit me up and I'll walk you through it. I might even do a video on it as well. All right, let's get into it. So we're starting with €800. Let's call that $1,000 Australian. All right, that's enough to buy me, say, 16 packages in this particular scenario. Okay. So the 16 packages, you can see that each day I'm earning 1%. That's about $8 per day. I'm not withdrawing any money, okay, and it's just accumulating. Can I repurchase yet? No. And so it's line by line. So after a couple of days, I get to the point where, look, I've got $56 now. So yes, I can repurchase. The system automatically spends the $50 for you, and you buy another package, and you go from 16 to 17. So I'm not going to explain this line by line. I've got to be forever. So this just continues to happen. The spreadsheet just automatically calculates for you when it is likely that you will accumulate enough balance to be able to buy another packet. Okay. Now remember, these packets are going to expire 140 days later. So on day 141, we're going to lose 16. Then on a day 148, we're going to lose another one, and so on. So you can see through here, this is basically the simple strategy of what we do. We go down, here's days here. So we go down to 140 days. Okay, and at the 140-day mark, we have gone from our 16 original packages to 62 packages. All right. And then on the next day, we're assuming that the 16 original packages have now all been paid out. You've received your 140% total, your 100% capital plus your 40% profit back, and you have recycled it into other packages. That's basically where the other 47 packages have come from. So you drop down from 62 to 46. So you're now only earning a commission on 46. Can you buy some? Yes. And you can notice that you're still accumulating, you're still buying, we're still expiring, but you're just building. So there's the first cycle, 140 days. And again, we don't do anything else. We just let that continue to build. You need to have your own goal as to what you're hoping to achieve. A couple of limitations on the spreadsheet. This is what we're sort of working towards for version 2, is this doesn't take into account any additional one-off payments that you might want to make along the way. Personally, I put in $100 every fortnight as part of my savings plan, and I buy another packet with it and use the change to help accumulate more commissions, so I can get it into the system quicker. We haven't included that in this particular version yet, so this is considering just a one-time initial payment. Okay. The other thing this spreadsheet doesn't take into account is if you're sharing this as a business and you're earning commissions from other people joining in, and you're earning your 10% or 3% commissions on your affiliate program, that doesn't take that into consideration either. Again, we're looking at ways that we can try and incorporate that. So you can do it as a one-off injection of each day. You can put in the amount of commission that you earn. That will then flow through onto your holding balance, and then we'll update your auto rebuys for you. But again, assuming that you just simply let that play out, so you lose your 16 here, and then you're in and out, in and out, in and out. Okay, again, we can just scroll down to 280 days, and we can see where we'd be 280 days. That's slightly over 1 year, right? And you'd be at 100 packages, earning 51 euro. That's in your holding account. All right, and then here's basically what you're earning, $68. Okay, and you're not pulling any money out. It's just being cycled through. All right, and that's pretty much how the system works. And we've gone basically for 3.5 cycles, just to give you a bit of an idea. Again, if you'd like to extend, well, we'll just have to simply open up the code, and you can just click and drag it down. Now, here's where this spreadsheet is really, really handy. So let's say, for example, you wanted to start taking a little bit off the table, say after 2 cycles. So you do 1 cycle of full 100% reinvesting. You do a second cycle at a full 100% reinvesting. So that's 280 days now. But on 281 day, or day 281, you now wanted to take a little bit off the table. Okay. So let's say you wanted to just reinvest 70%, and you want 30% to come off. You want to withdraw 30% each time. So we can scroll all the way down to day 280. All right, you can see there that was the last day. All right, it went in. Now we're starting to take off 30%, which is $15.30 euro per day, okay, off the table. All right. Now, what I want to show you here is, why do we choose 70-30? Simply because 70-30 will maintain your account at about the right level. I've noticed that at a 50-50 split, if you want to take 50% of the money off the table, it actually declines too quickly. So at 70-30, you'll notice that you do have a slight increase for a little while. Okay, nothing too dramatic. All right, but then it sort of peaks out at about 115. All right, and then slowly starts to decline again over the time period. So you can see there's a 140-day period. We're still slightly above 102. Okay, and we keep going, and we're still slightly, what happened here? Oh, we went back to doing 100% reinvestment again. So let's go back to cycle 4 at 70-30 as well. We continue that period. All right, so you can see here that we start at 102 when we start taking a little bit of money off the table, and we just seem to maintain slightly above 102. Okay, it just seems to hold that level. I've just noticed that because quite often you'll hear this saying you can do a 50-50 split. So if we did, say, 50% and 50%, we wanted to take half the money off the table after 1 year. Okay, so you can see we're still at 102 packages, but now we're taking off 50% of our investment, and 50% is being recycled. You notice that it actually starts to decline over time. Okay, and it doesn't hold its level, and eventually you'll run out of money. So I've just noticed that 50-50 is the wrong split. Okay, 50-50 only works in the first 140 days, and we're going to show you that in a larger example in a minute. So the best rate is when you're ready to take commission at whatever level you want to take a daily commission, 70% reinvested, 30% going into your pocket is roughly the right amount. Okay, so let's keep that in mind. So let's have a look at a slightly larger amount for somebody that might want to throw in a big chunk of money. So if you wanted to, say, throw in 10,000 euro, whatever that is, $13,000 Australian, Okay, but you didn't want that amount of capital to be at risk the whole time. Okay, so you wanted to try and get your money off the table quickly and then just simply play with the profits, the rebuys that you've generated from it. So you recall what I said, in the first 140 days, you can actually do a 50-50 split. Okay, so in this scenario, I'm going to assume we're going to start with 10,000 euro. We're going to take 50% of our profits every day off the table and reinvest 50% of our profits back into buying more packages. And then after that first 140 days, we're going to cycle completely. We're going to go to 100% with all our profit. We're going to let that run for one cycle. And then after that, we want to pay ourselves every day, okay, with a 30% commission. Okay, so I'm just going to run through that again. We're going to start with $10,000. All right. We're only going to reinvest 50% of our money each day, so that each day we're taking a little bit of money off the table, and I'll show you how much money we were able to take off the table after 140 days. Then for the second cycle, so from month 6 to month 12, we're going to reinvest the entire amount. We're going to try and build up our capital level as quick as we can, because we're just playing with profit now, so that in 1 year, okay, a little bit over a year, we can then draw an income at that 30%. Remember, just a minute ago, I just said we've got to be at that 70-30%. So let's see how that plays out. So we start with 10,000. We buy 200 packages up front. You can see that we're immediately buying a packet every day, okay, because simply we're earning 50 euro per day in commissions. All right. All right. So someone might say, okay, but we're actually earning $100 a day in commissions. Yeah, you're right. But we're taking $50 off the table and we're reinvesting 50. All right. So you can see in this spreadsheet, you can see how much money we're actually taking out total. This is cumulative, and this is each day. That's how much we're taking off the table, 50% of it. Okay. If I was to do the whole amount to recycle it, okay, there you go. Yes, we're going up by 2s immediately because we're buying the whole $100 in investment each day. But we're taking money off the table. So after 140 days, all right, this is key. After 140 days, you can see that we got all the way up to 300, or let's say 400 packages, okay, by just simply investing 50% of our money and taking 50% off the table. And then that original 200 drop off, we've still got 200 packages left, okay? But that's just profit now, because we've been withdrawing money every day. And you can see here, I can't open the screen. You can see here that, well, the day before we had $10,078 was withdrawn, plus another 128 coming off the table for the day. Okay, so actually no, that would be the same amount. It's just bold, so you can see it's $10,078 total. So we've got back our $10,000 capital, but we also have our 200 original starting package. Okay. So your money, your personal money, has only been at risk for 140 days. Now you're just simply playing with profit, okay? Now remember that we said that after 140 days, we've taken our money off the table, and now we're going to lock it in and we're going to reinvest everything as much as we can, as quick as we can, okay? You see how powerful this spreadsheet is? We can play around with different things. So again, you got to thank Marco for the work that he's done, and fire him a little bit of Bitcoin just to really say thank you, because I couldn't have done this on my own. So in this scenario, we're going to do second cycle for 160 days. I'm not going to come all the way back up to the top. After that, we're going to take 30% off the table. So there's our first 140 days. Now we're reinvesting heavily, okay, to build up our capital base. All right, so after 280 days, we're actually at 400 packages. All right, so at 400 packages, we're now going to take a little bit off per day. All right, so we're going to reinvest 70%. Again, you can see that we're maintaining our 407. We still go up quite a lot. All right, and then we slowly trickle down. All right, but in fact, 70% is great. It still has us going up slightly. But each day we're pulling off that 30%. Okay, so we're sort of pulling off around about 60 euro, and it's going up slightly every day. Let's just have a cumulative look. In fact, what we might do is let's have a look at what 60 euro is. Okay, so 60 euro at roughly 70 euros to the dollar. Okay, it's about 85 Australian per day you're now drawing as an income. Not bad, eh? So you start with 10,000 euro. We do a 50-50 split to get your money off the table. You now play with profit, and away you go. Now, again, you don't have to do it at cycle 3. Okay, if we left cycle 3 to run at 100% and wait till we hit 500 packages, okay, which would be a day, that's day 280. All right, doesn't take too long to get to 500 packages, which is day 321. Now, at this point in time, you can then start taking off your 30% per day, okay? And you can see here that we're earning 284. Let's call it 285. We're going to keep 30%. So we're getting 85 euro per day. We're going to keep, take it off the table, reinvest the others to maintain our account. That's 85 euro. We convert that to Australian. Okay, that's about 120 Australian dollars. So you could, with a 10,000 euro start amount, 6 months you could have your money back, and then within 320 days, you'd be on just slightly over $120 a day. That's basically how the calculator works. I hope that's useful for you. Look, play around with it. It's there for you to utilize. If you want and you're happy to use Excel and you're confident that you're not going to screw up all the formulas, send me a personal message. I'll let you know what the password is. In fact, I might even just put it in the link if you're confident. And then play around with the different areas. I hope that's useful. You can see that there's quite a few different ways that you can manage this, how quickly you take your money off the table. And just finally, once again, a big shout out to Marco for putting all this together for you guys. If you love what you've seen, if you find this really, really useful, make sure you throw Marco, a little bit of a Bitcoin just to say thanks and appreciation for what he's done. All right, folks, that's about it. I'll leave you to it. Have a great week. And any questions or things that you've got in the group, make sure you put your post in there. And I look forward to chatting to you soon. Take care.